Donald Trump is continuing his I'm a Massive Idiot tour, also known as his attempt to be President of the United States of America, and it's crashing and burning. So because of his comments basically saying, the immigrants, the Mexicans, rapists, what am I going to say? Criminals, obviously. Because of what he said when he launched his campaign, everybody's running away from him. You have, NBC getting rid of his show. You have golf tournaments now that he was affiliated with pulling out of doing any business with him. And Macy stopped selling his ties. His faux empire is collapsing around him. And of course, he's such an idiot. He's doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down. He can't help himself. We covered that story on Friday. He's like, no, I read an article on Fusion. Read it on Fusion, and you'll see what I'm saying. Well, I read the article. Don Lemon, who was interviewing him, even he read the article. And he was like, dude, the article doesn't say what you think it says. The article was about how women coming from, South America, all the way through Mexico to America, how they were getting raped. And remember, Donald said rapists are coming into America. The article was talking about how the drug gangs were raping women when they were coming from South America through Mexico to get to America. So in other words, the bad people are in the gangs that are in Mexico and in South America. They're not coming to America. The people trying to come here are the victims of rape in many respects. And these are by and large people who want to create a better life for themselves. Of course. But he flipped it and he made it seem like the victims were the people doing the rapes. So again, crashing and burning, everything all around him. He's an epic buffoon, and now everybody's seeing it, okay? It's front and center for everybody to see. But now we also get this story. I wanted to report on it on Friday. We ran out of time, but this one's personal to me, okay? We'll cover all of his garbage, and it's all ridiculous, and it's all worthy of our scorn. But this one really fucking got me, because it has to do with one of my favorite hobbies, golf. So Donald Trump thinks, well, there are some sports that are for certain kinds of people, and other sports that are for other kinds of people. He thinks only rich people should be allowed to play golf. Listen to what he said recently. Quote, I think I'm in a minority, but I feel differently about golf. I feel golf should be an aspirational game, something people aspire to. Yeah, that means the same thing. People should come to golf. Golf shouldn't come to them. What are you getting at here, buddy? Golf should be something beautiful, elegant, something people aspire to play eventually. That's now the third time he's brought up the word aspire. It may be elitist, and perhaps that's what golf needs. Let them be elitist. When I say aspire, that's a positive word. Let people work hard and aspire to someday play golf, to afford to play it. They're trying to reach golf, to teach golf to people who will never really be able to play it. They're trying too hard because of the expense of playing and land needed. Golf is never going to be basketball where all you need is a court. What group of people are you talking to, Donald? All these great athletes, you know what they do when they retire? They do nothing but play golf. Basketball players, hockey players, football players, all they want to do is golf. Let it be aspirational instead of bringing it down by trying to get players to do it when they're 15 years old and they're also learning other sports. I think it's very damaging to the game. Dude, this guy is a walking, talking stereotype of the out-of-touch billionaire. He's a caricature. He's a parody. Look at what he's saying. He's saying only rich people should play golf. Which, by the way, Donald, you dipshit, you know what that would mean? No Tiger Woods. And Donald Trump knows Tiger Woods. And he sucks up to Tiger Woods every time he sees. He's like a little fucking kid in the can. He's like, oh, Tiger Woods, the best golfer ever. I love Tiger Woods. And he's out there talking about, only the rich kids and white kids too. I mean, only the rich kids should play golf. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, then the fucking, one of the best, it's either Tiger or Jack Nicklaus that's number one. Okay, those are only two that are in the conversation. So you're saying basically either the best golfer that ever lived or the second best golfer that ever lived, yeah, fucking get rid of that person because I believe that, golf should only be for rich pricks. That also means, by the way, I probably wouldn't be able to play. Because, yeah, there was a time when I was growing up, I've spoken about this before on air, I grew up, at one time I was upper middle class. My dad used to own a Chevrolet dealership. He's since passed away, but he had sold the dealership at one point, made a good amount of money from it, but then he had invested all the money in the stock market, immediately lost it. He invested at the height of the internet bubble. He invested in a company called Prodigy. You ever hear of it? Exactly. It was supposed to be the next Google, and it was not. It went kaplooey. So he lost basically all his money that he was going to like retire on, and he was going to help the family on his stuff. Not to mention my mom and dad got divorced. Long story, but I've experienced being upper middle class and just being middle class. So how does it work, Donald? Is upper middle class enough so I could have played when I was younger, but then once I hit a certain point where my family was just middle class, then what? You got to kick me off the course? Is that how it's going to work? Why don't we just go back to a feudal society? How about you just call... Some people are peasants, and the other people are the rich, landowning lords. How about we just call it what it is? Should we do that? Get the fuck out of here, you buffoon. And this guy wants to be president of the United States of America. With this kind of mentality of like, let's have one ruling class over the top of everybody else, and everybody else could just be laborers. We can make them work in certain places. Well, there's a lot of other places in the world that are more open to your view of the way society should be, Donald Trump. I believe Saudi Arabia is one of them. Qatar is another one. Maybe you'd fit in better over there. You should try.